Most teen side hustle videos are trash. They tell you to take online surveys for $2, start dropshipping when you have no money, or sell some crypto project that you don't even understand. None of that actually works when you're starting from zero. In this video, I'm breaking down the best side hustles for teens to start in 2026, and more importantly, exactly how to start them, step by step. These aren't get-rich-quick gimmicks. They're real skill-based businesses that you can scale long-term. Every single hustle I'm about to share is something that I've done myself. They taught me real-world skills, helped me make my first thousands, and ultimately led to the business that I run today. Before we dive in, I want to give you a quick filter that you can apply to any side hustle that you might start. If it doesn't pass all three of these filters, there's no point of beginning. Filter number one is demand, which means someone has to actually want it. If nobody's looking for what you offer, it doesn't matter how good your logo looks or how hard you grind. If there's no demand, it's not going to matter either way. Filter number two is scalability, meaning you should be able to grow it. Maybe you start by just doing it all by yourself, but over time you should be able to raise prices and maybe even hire an employee in the future. Filter number three is skill building, meaning that even if you stopped whatever side hustle, you can transfer the skills into other businesses or into other careers. These are skills like communication, marketing, sales, time management, and consistency. If a side hustle doesn't check all three of these boxes, it's not even worth starting. Quick side note before we hit our first side hustle. If you're between the ages of 16 and 22 and want a plan to build real wealth, I built something called the 0 to 100K roadmap. It's the exact 5-year step-by-step plan I wish I had when I was 16 or 17 years old. It shows you how to go from your first $100 and your first time investing to your first 100K. Budgeting, investing, side hustles, credit building, it's all in there. And it's linked below at tysonfinance.com for just $27. All right, let's now get into the hustles. Hustle number one is reselling stuff you already own. The easiest way to make your first dollar is by selling stuff that you already own. And this is the first business that I made any money in. When I was 15 years old, I sold my Nintendo 3DS for just a couple $100s on eBay. But at that age, it feels like $1 million. But the biggest thing I learned wasn't the money. It was the realization that I can trade value I don't use for money someone's happy to pay. Now we're gonna walk through how to start this simple business. First is you need to do an inventory check. Go through your room, closet, or garage. Find 10 to 20 items that you don't need or use anymore. Clothes, shoes, games, technology. Our next step is to choose a platform. Keep it simple and just choose one, like eBay, or if you want to go more local, Facebook Marketplace. 3 is to check sold items, where you're going to see items like what you're trying to sell so you can find a good price point. 4 is to take bright, clear photos. Make sure to be honest if there's any flaws in your product and the condition that everything's in. And then 5 is simple, and it's just to list it and to ship fast when you get a sale. The speed of how fast you ship builds credibility. Here are some common mistakes to avoid when selling stuff online. Make sure not to offer free shipping on cheap items, because the shipping cost is going to end up costing you more than what you're even getting from the customer for your item. And another mistake is to not hold your inventory forever, waiting for the perfect price. It's better to get some cash flow than the perfect sale. What you'll learn in this business is simple things like negotiation, communication, and the direct link between effort and income. Even making $200 off of just flipping stuff that you already own gives you momentum into creating your first real business. Hustle number 2 is creating a service-based business. This is your first real income, and this is the exact route that I went from. I went from selling stuff online to then creating my first service-based business. This is where you start trading skills for higher pay. It's how I made my first consistent money. For me, my service of choice was auto detailing, but for you, it could be lawn care, pet sitting, snow removal, babysitting, photography, or even short form video editing. With whatever service-based business you decide to start, make sure to go through the 3 filters that we went through before and make sure that there's a demand for it. Why starting a service-based business works is because it has low startup costs, high demand, and you can raise prices as you get better and get more reviews and testimonials. Everyone has more tasks than time available, which is why a service-based business is great, because you can get busy people that are willing to pay for someone to take those tasks and do a good job for them. Here's how to start in 5 steps. Pick one service. Don't overthink it. Just make sure it fits all the filters that we discussed earlier. Choose something you can learn fast and execute well. 2 is to create proof. Offer to do jobs for friends and families in return for reviews and testimonials. Make sure to get before and after photos and reviews. 3 is to post locally. And I would suggest creating a Meta Business Facebook account. And you can post in local groups and just post consistently and try to get the word out there. 4 is to do 5 to 10 jobs cheap. And then 5 is to raise your prices and be confident with it. When you're confident in your skill and the customers that you have. A hidden advantage of starting this type of business as a young entrepreneur is that people are going to want to help you and support you because they see that you are a young entrepreneur who's trying to start their own business. If you show initiative and deliver good work, word of mouth will spread. What you'll learn is time management, communication, marketing, and confidence when talking to customers. Skills that transfer to any business or any career later. Hustle number 3 is online brand and digital product. Once you've made money offline and built up a few skills, the next step is to scale your income with an online brand. Pick a niche that you actually care about, and it can be anything you're interested in 2026. Fitness, studying, tech, AI, whatever fits you, I'm sure there's a lane for it out there. Why this works is that content lives forever. So every time you upload a video, you're creating compounding results, just like in finance with investing. A single TikTok, YouTube short, or long form YouTube video will live on the internet forever, and it can bring you clients or sales for years on end. And once you create a digital product, you can sell it indefinitely without you having to put extra time into it. Here's the steps on how to start an online brand. Number 1 is to pick your niche. What topic could I talk about for 50 videos without running out of ideas? Number 2 is to post 1 to 2 shorts a day and be consistent. 3 is to add a digital product and keep it simple. Here's the exact progression map that you should follow, in the same one that I followed. First was reselling, which is quick cash and gains you confidence to make your own business later. Second was a service-based business that provided me with consistent income and built up my skills even more than that. 3 is an online brand. This provides you with the ability to scale and have freedom. Start with what matches where you feel like you are at right now. You don't need to start all 3 at once. You want to pick one, take action, and continue to build momentum. The earlier you start, the more options you will create for yourself later. If you want to go into this deeper and actually build wealth step by step, grab my 0 to 100K 5-year roadmap at tysonfinance.com. I made it affordable on purpose so you can start now. Drop a comment with which hustle you're starting right now. Thanks for watching.